Welcome to the LEC post-game lobby. I'm Laure, joined by Dagda and Hans Draven Sama, the artist himself. Hans, thank you so much for joining us. That was quite of a statement game, if I may say. Would you think so?
Yeah, that was quite a statement. I think I didn't expect it to go that way, like that fast, but all the plans we wanted to execute were well. So yeah, so it's funny.
Does it make you confident to know that now every game you go into, Draven will be perma-banned?
It was the case last time he was in Europe. The
I remember,
Lucian, Kalista being banned, Draven being banned as well.
Yeah, every time I play those in the first games, they start banning it. Maybe now it could be different because those champions, sometimes they don't win lane in some matchups, but I'm a really good Draven and Kalista.
Of course you are, of course you are. And I was backstage at some point with your coaching staff, and your manager Romain was actually telling me that you specifically requested this champion here. And Broken Blade was talking about the fact that on stage it was an aggressive draft, but also a draft you were comfortable playing. So why did you ask for Draven specifically here against Fnatic?
So I had to choose. The different champs to play, but I decided to play Draven because it's been a while that I didn't play against Reckless actually, and I missed that. It was like more than 1 year or something, and I really wanted to pick Draven and play really aggressive. Always look for trades, be really like on his face, trying to be annoying, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked Draven today. Also, I want to show that my Draven is still healthy. It's still there.
So this is like we haven't really seen Zera Yumi very often in LEC, whereas we've seen it in like LCK and LPL a lot. Is this the reason why we haven't seen Zera Yumi very often? It felt like you had this like prepared exactly for this matchup coming in today. I was thinking that specific scenarios in the game or situation that Draven is very good against Zeri. Sometimes I kind of was happy when I picked it because I had the exact plan how to play the game, and it worked out.
I think it's interesting because when you look at the way G2 has been playing so far, in the game from yesterday and in the game today, you guys put an emphasis on bot lane especially. Do you think it's the optimal way to play right now as it is, or is it specific for G2 and you?
Actually, I don't know if it's the best way to play in the meta, but me and Mikyx are doing a very good job in the ball lane most of the time. So we started to slowly, I mean, we can play everything, but it's more fun when you play aggressive stuff and try to do some stuff on the ball lane, on the map. And both of us, we have a lot of experience with each other. We'll try to do more in the lane, and I think that makes us scary as a duo, like being very aggressive, always looking for opportunities. And I think our team is trying in the draft and in the play to make us have more success, set us up for success.
And it is enjoyable when you see bot lanes play so masterfully, if I may say, Dagda. Overreactions after day 2, maybe the best bot lane we've seen so far?
I don't even think it's an overreaction anymore. I mean, they crushed both their games so far. It's been absolutely incredible to see. And I love the fact that you've done it on 2 very different styles, right? You've obviously had the Draven going very, very aggressive, but then also the Ashe arrows yesterday were absolutely impeccable, setting the plays around the mid lane, the roams from Mikyx as well. It feels like you've got so many different styles that you can kind of play. It's been really cool and refreshing, honestly, to see that you're able to slot into whatever your team kind of needs from you at that moment in time.
Definitely. I feel like compared to the past, I think, well, in the team with Mikyx, in the past I was more vocal whenever I was playing Draven, Kalista, the strong lanes. But I feel like anything we play, I feel like I've got more knowledge over the years, and I feel like, for example, I'm playing Ashe Heimer, and I know exactly what to do. So both of us are always on the same page, and we just fit each other very well right now. So it's always exciting every day to get to play with Mikyx and work to be a better bot lane. So
coming back, having things to prove, already being the better bot lane and breaking records as well. The fastest meeting item in LEC history by 8 seconds, 8.04. Previous fastest was 8.12. Anything to say about this so far in your performance since you came back from North America, Hans?
Well, nice. It's nice to get a record. I guess it has for sure to be on Draven. Really crazy champion to get a lot of gold, I guess. But yeah, so far I'm proud of my performance. I think there's always some stuff
For sure.
to improve on. But so far I'm satisfied on how I did my goals, my plans during the off season, because honestly I failed a lot in NA, and I was really angry at myself that I failed. And right after that in off season, I wanted to try hard to come back. I wanted to prove to myself that I still got it. So I went to grind maybe nearly 1,000 game in off season. And I got rank 1 in EU, rank 20 in Korea. And I'm back here and I feel more confident. Getting to play with amazing teammates. And so far everything has been very satisfying for me. And I'm excited for tomorrow and the next week of practice.
Yeah. Rank 1 in EU in 2 weeks, as you said, and rank 20 in Korea when you didn't stay that long. Coming back in Europe, making a statement. And I was talking to your coaching staff backstage and also listening to you guys and the comms. You micromanage everything. And Mikyx was telling me yesterday in an interview that you're basically driving him. Do you think it's the best version of yourself? And are you at your peak right now, you would say? And how far you can go?
I don't know if I'm at my peak right now. I've had really insane performance before. I think I'm just doing good. I think my teammates are doing well, setting me up for success. It feels like my whole team is playing in a way that gives me a lot of freedom to do aggressive plays. I think everyone have carry potential in the team, and it feels so easy to just auto-attack the enemy. Just get
right
a kill.
click.
Yeah, just right click. And make calls that are most of the time effective, because for example, when I play with Mikyx, this guy is a beast. Mechanically, he's a beast. So every time I'm looking to do something like a small trade in bot lane, we always do it at the highest level. So at least we are on the same page every time I try to call. So, and it always works. So I'm like calling more, and I guess I call more, in the team, which is surprising.
And do you think this is like team environment has been the biggest mental shift for you then coming into this year? Like where you feel like you have the support of your team to try and make plays? Like we saw a couple of those Ashe arrows like flying up mid lane yesterday. Were they calls coming from you with your team supporting you? Or is that more of like hey, this is an opportunity that the team spots and we all kind of work together around that?
Well, I think outside of the game, the team is helping me, has helped me a lot. I think the staff is really awesome, and everything that has been set up within G2 has been really amazing for me to feel confident. And every day I'm practicing really hard, and therefore in the game I'm there with my Ashe making some nice arrow calls. I'm doing a lot of nice calls, I guess, and it's basically it helps a lot that the team is very supportive of that and gives me confidence.
Yeah.
And also I like to spend time every day with my teammates. We almost do most of the things we do together. Like the whole day we scream, and then we just play solo queue all together, and then we just watch series, watch anime, and the day is finished, and then we do it again.
What anime are you watching right now?
We're all watching Blue Lock.
Oh, nice.
Right now.
Amazing.
So it's kind of nice. It's fun. And the series, right now we watch The Boys.
The Boys, amazing.
And we recently, or maybe a week ago, actually maybe a few days ago, we all renamed to a character in that series. And yeah, it's quite fun so far.
Great taste coming from the side of G2 players, if I may say. Matching the results from the team so far, of course, and let's take a look at the standings and how EU has played out so far, because Koi being first with the Mad Lions team Vitality and G2, BDS being 1-1, and we have Excel, Astralis, SK Gaming and Fnatic who didn't score a victory yet. Hans, when you look at the standings right now, of course, we still have one game that will be played tomorrow. But did you have these kind of expectations coming from EU teams based on what you've seen in scrims and the way the rosters have been built?
I'm not sure about I didn't know what I think who would be the top teams. I think Koi would be one of the top teams from well, what I saw. I think they are quite good. The opponent is quite good too. But the others, I guess, yeah, it's hard for me to say about my expectations.
Yeah.
I guess Vitality should be able to be at the top, but I don't really know.
Quite early to say, of course,
Yeah,
but
quite early.
Dagda, anything stands out in particular when you look at the standings?
I think despite, well, obviously there's a couple of wins and losses there, but I think some of the teams have been significantly closer. Like obviously Vitality against Fnatic yesterday, just barely able to pick up the win. I think Heretics as well, looking pretty good against Vitality today. So I think there's still a lot of like chopping and changing that can go on, but I think I'm just kind of super excited to see how it all pans out as teams get better at working together, because there's been so many changes in the off season. So I mean, there's still a huge amount to play for.
So many changes, and also with the new formats. Interesting in seeing how this one is going to play out. Steven, you're coming back after spending a year in North America in the LCS, and if I may quote the interview we did together earlier this week, you said that this week. Don't look at me like this. You know what's coming. You know that you told me that this year was a nightmare for you on a personal standpoint. You were not blaming your teammate and the environment, of course, but I would like you to elaborate on what has been difficult for you in the LCS and why haven't you been able to adapt to this environment, you would say?
Well, I just there in NA, I just felt lost.
Yeah.
I think my mental game was quite bad after some point, and I focused on the wrong things to do. I think I've learned a lot of wrong things about the game, or I realized that I started to have a mentality of being scared and always second guessing.
Okay.
That's what I thought when I came back again to EU to practice solo queue. I was like, oh wow, I can't even win a solo queue because I'm just second guessing all the time. And I was like, oh, my mental is just bad. And for my goals in NA was to win everything and really show up myself there. But slowly I had so many failures. We didn't get to win the spring split. I focused on a lot of bad things. I started feeling more negative. And my mental was just so really struggling. And also I was just reading bad stuff from the internet that just made it worse.
Yeah.
But I tried my hardest there, but it was just not working, and I felt very angry that I showed such a poor performance. The reason for that, there's many reasons. It just I completely failed the adventure in NA.
Yeah, but you're making a statement, if I may, and I said it at the beginning of PGL, coming back here in EU and starting so strong with G2. When I listen to you, I feel, I mean, of course, you stated yourself, the fact that you were so lost on a lot of aspects. What was your biggest motivation, and what pushed you to come back to Europe?
Well, my motivation, the most of the time I was thinking when I was practicing was really, oh my God, I did such a poor year, and everyone kind of forgot me, and everyone think that I'm washed up or something, and this makes me feel angry because I can see my own play that is really bad in NA SES, and I just had a big drive to come back at the level that I would feel confident with, and I trained really hard. Like every day I was trying. I think there's been so many days I was doing 15, 20 games a day. It's been a long time I didn't do that, but I really wanted to come back, and I think that was just the biggest drive for me. I was just so angry that I did a bad year. I just want to do something different for the next year, this year, 2023.
I think I can speak for a lot of EU fans. It's great to have you back, especially when you're playing games like this. It is so entertaining watching you when you've stepped onto the Rift this entire weekend. Like, it always feels like something special is coming. And I got to ask, like, is there a bot lane now in Europe that you're looking to go up against that you think that, look, this will be the statement game where I show that I am at the top of my game in Europe?
Well, I will be very, very excited to play against Koi bot lane.
Of course.
I really want to play against Trimby.
Yeah.
I think they are such a decent bot lane, a good bot lane, and I think Trimby over the years evolved to be such a strong player, and it amazed me, honestly. I think if we go up against them and would do a good match or beat them, I think I would feel like we are probably at the top. But we will see. I think it's gonna be a good challenge.
Yeah, facing some old teammates, some of them. Also the guy who replaced you, but we will see about this later. Not tomorrow, but let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule though, because we will have some games as it is planned on the new format we have in the LEC, opening with Team Heretics and SK Gaming, BDS XL, G2 versus Australis, Koi versus Fnatic, and Mad Lions versus Vitality. And Dagda, I have my eyes on Mad versus Vitality. Two teams are 2-0. But also Kaiser versus his old team.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be absolutely insane. I'm loving the fact that we get to see so many of these like top performers now going up against their old squads again. I think it's going to be so cool. But also like the second game from the end there as well, like Fnatic trying to see if they can pick up a win over the course of this weekend, going up against Koi. That's going to be a banger as well.
Hans, any expectations for and things you should be looking forward to when it comes to tomorrow's schedule facing Australis? I guess you're going for the 3-0 this week. They didn't pick up.
Yeah, I think we are in a really good form, and I think tomorrow is gonna be fun.
All right.
I hope tomorrow is gonna be a very fun day, like today.
Any matchup specifically that you have your eyes on schedule?
I guess Malens and Vitality, since they are both at the top, it will be interesting for me to see how they both perform, because actually Malens is kind of playing well, and I was I was kind of surprised that they are playing that well. And Vitality, I still it will be a hard match, because I'm very interested on how they're, especially their top side play, like
for sure.
Bo and Photon. I think it could be the interesting matchup for me.
Like that on the other side, Fnatic versus going up against Koi.
Yeah.
Not the strongest start so far here. It's going to be a difficult matchup, maybe. I don't know. What is the understanding from Koi, especially from what we've seen for the first two games they had?
I think the biggest thing is, I mean, just how strong, well, one, their bot lane has been, right? We've already kind of touched on the 2v2 kill today has been fantastic, but they're still kind of playing a very similar style.
Yeah.
Of, hey, we're going to go back and just play for team fights. We've got Chigenda and Akari topside, but like they're still kind of looking more or less like Koi. I think for Fnatic, when they are struggling in these mid games, when they're struggling in these mid game fights, I think going up against Koi is going to be a big test to see what they can bring to the table.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what our teams have for us in store on the last day of the first week of the winter split in the LEC, because we will have some games tomorrow. Tune in, 5:30 for the pre-show and 6 p.m. for the start of the game. I guess Sjokz would be really mad if I don't take a PGL selfie before we go. So Hans, this will be time for us to take a picture together. I don't know how we do it, if production can help me on this. Should I just stand up, or let's try and do it like this?
Okay.
Hans, thank you so much for joining us. That was really cool. All right. The artist himself. Thank you again, Hans, for joining us today. And thank you, all of us at home, for following the LEC once again. That's all of us here for today. If you missed any of the action, stay tuned on our rebroadcast starting in just a few minutes. And again, don't forget, with our new format, we'll be back tomorrow for the end of the last day of week 1. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Welcome everyone to day 2 of the LEC 2023 winter season, live from Berlin, Germany. Oh my God. So many cool intros prepared for us for this season.
It's not about me, it's about League of Legends, okay?
Don't you talk?
Fine, stop it, stop it.
G2 getting into the studio.
Boo!
boo. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
That prison is his tomb. It's exactly what SK were looking for. Jace is just dead. Just can't do it. Niski takes the kill. Finn does have the knockback with the Intofu strikes. Going to take Niski on a bit of a magical journey himself. All out going in. Niski trader. Oh my god. Sheo looks for it. Oh, the flash away from DOS. Perfect execution. Glacial Wisdom hits. Sheo steals it.
Brother versus brother. A stun now coming in. Bow now caught out. And to pick up 2. That is huge. Oh! Again, going golden. This is their chance. They steal it. The steal is massive.
I help. Go, nice. No place.
Yeah, which is?
Yeah, we kill them all, no? They're boom! Nice. Okay, go this out. No, let me die!
Oh, sorry.
I hope they don't give MVP to Niski for this one, guys. Like, there was a Sejuani not missing ultimates. Come on.
They're burning down the TV now coming in. They just barely managed to finish it. Getting burned. Trippy. The bananas!
Wait me, just wait me. Yeah.
Finish.
No, wait. Kill him. Yeah, I know. Nice. Can I aim me?
Face hunts him along. Man, but the hook manages to land. First blood. Catch up for the Draven. It's disaster. Rux locked down. Now Yank becomes Yumi. Reckless running. Yes. Oh, it's a disaster for Fnatic. G2 just too damn clean. Are there any Fnatic fans in the house? Can we get a cheer?
Or it's like, give me an Ardent Sensor any day of the week. That would be absolutely fantastic. Or even a Yumi. I don't...
Exactly. Yeah,
I think we'll just keep him like that.